Martha, Martha, Martha. This week we read about Jesus' visit with Martha and her sister Mary. Now on the surface, the theme appears to be hospitality. And yet there is something much more important at stake here. We read that Martha has welcomed Jesus into her home, and then she sets about doing many tasks. I imagine cooking and cleaning. All the while, Mary sits at the Lord's feet and listens to him. Now, I know this story is not a favorite for many people I know. It seems rather unfair to them for Martha's good and honest work to be rebuked and made second compared to Mary's apparent laziness. After all, Martha's work is necessary to feed and tend to the comforts of her guests. And truth be told, throughout the culture of this time, both religious and secular, hospitality of this sort was expected and regarded as honorable. Surely Luke's readers would have found Martha justified in her frustration at Mary just sitting there. And yet, it is quite clear that Jesus says Mary has chosen the better part. So why is it better? Well, first, I think it's important to realize that Mary was being hospitable too. After all, attentiveness to one's guest is a part of hospitality. But also, we have to notice all the details in this very short story. And one thing we are told is that Martha's tasks bring her worry and distract her. Jesus tells her there is only one thing necessary. Martha has lost focus on that one thing, which Mary has not, namely Jesus, and the things that Jesus is saying, what Jesus is teaching. As a metaphor for discipleship, certainly the work that we do in every part of our lives is a vital expression of the faith we hold. And yet when our to-do list brings us worry and distracts us from Jesus and his words of love and healing and hope, then we have lost sight of the one thing necessary. Hear Jesus calling to Martha out of love. Martha, Martha, do not lose sight of the one necessary thing. Hear Jesus calling to you, saying, don't lose sight of me. As I think about all the work we have to do as God's hands and feet to bring peace and hope and healing to this world, whether it is hospitality or works of service out in the world or working to end racism and injustice, I simply know we cannot succeed if we don't stay focused on Jesus and his love for the whole world. I look forward to seeing you in worship.